last fire will rise. The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear.
Hello, YouTubers. So I wanted to bring you another movie review. My friend and I, this is actually a movie that my friend and I, Chris, watched on the instant Netflix one time recently when we were hanging out. A lot of times when we hang out, we play board games. Lately, we've been playing my Last Night on Earth board game, the zombie board game that I love so much. So we've been playing that a lot, and so it's actually kind of funny that we were looking for some movies and to watch, and we came across one called Die. It's a horror movie. And it actually, we just picked it because it sounded kind of interesting. It sounded kind of like a Saw movie a little bit. So it actually, coincidentally, was really funny. It ended up being kind of very much appropriate because the basic theme was there's this killer, sort of, if you know what I mean. So basically, there's 6 people that he finds that are that have kind of thrown their lives away, kind of not appreciated their lives, and they've tried to commit suicide. So he picks 6 people, and every single one of them has to face some sort of a game. Each of the games involves a die. So there's one person for each game that's the victim, so to speak, and then he makes one of the other players be the person rolling the die. So they have to roll the die, and then anything 1 to 6 determines the person's fate who's in the game. In that case. So for example, the very first game that he plays, and this kind of ties into something you see early in the movie. I won't spoil it for you. The very first game that they play is that the one person he has roll the die, and that determines how many bullets go into the gun, and then it's basically like Russian roulette. So he has to, the person who rolled the die has to pull the trigger, and basically, if the guy lives, that's fate, and that's determined that he survives. Another example, one of the games was the person rolled the die, and it was either one was 10 milliliters, and 6 was 60 milliliters, and it was of a drug that he basically calculated the typical person, and this was a person who was not a drug user. The typical person could survive up to, I think he said, maybe 30 milliliters of it. So as you can see, if the person rolled a 4 or more, then probably that person wouldn't survive. So it actually ended up being a really cool movie. I really liked it. I really dug it. It wasn't super gory. So a lot of fans of the Saw movies kind of thought that it became too much torture porn near the end. This is not like that. In fact, there really wasn't very much gore at all. I don't think there was any at all, come to think of it. Well, maybe a little. But anyways, nonetheless, I thought it was a really good movie. It was really, really cool. It had a nice little twist. If you're like a fan of the Saw movies, or you saw me review a similar movie called Vile for one of my Halloween reviews, if you were a fan of that, then you'd probably dig this. Okay, YouTubers, have a nice day.
Cry, little sister.